And the tournament is underway tonight. The Friars of Providence taking on Arizona State, and the Friars with a record of 15-16. Not even a winning record, but they have the higher seed at number 7 going against the 10 seed Arizona State. And you can credit that to some respect for the Big East, some conference love right there. Taking a look at some of the key players, Diallo and White, some guys that'll be filling up the basket here tonight. Taking a look at some of our keys to the game. Both teams will need to manage fatigue, score in transition for the Sun Devils, and you got to limit turnovers on Providence side and take advantage of the opportunities that you get in transition. Both these teams dealing with a big venue in the Georgia Dome. Football stadium is now reconfigured for some college basketball, and the tip-off getting ready to go, and it's Providence and Arizona State right now. Sun Devils win the tip. Out top. Trying to work the ball inside and trying to get an early basket early in the shot clock and try to feel this thing out. Rebound going to Providence, and they will try to manage things up top. A lot of draw, or I should say drive and kick is what you're going to see from Providence. They'll try to get that ball inside and kick it outside. There they go. Three-pointer is good, and Providence is on the board. Sun Devils bringing the ball up. Edwards try to move that ball around the outside. Here's a little fade and fill. Give that a 2-point shot, connecting from just inside the line. 3-2 early on. Providence again. Trying to work that ball on the outside, try to get to that drive and kick and turnover. And Arizona State on the move, and now you got to take advantage of the opportunities in transition. Providence usually takes pretty good care of the ball, but Arizona State can be aggressive at times, and you saw it right there. That was more of a careless pass. Ball goes down low, and the bucket scored by the big man underneath. Providence, in their half-court offense, able to get another bucket. 5-2. The score. Outside shot. Thought about it. Take it back to the top of the key and try to set up this half-court offense. Down low. Decent shot. Oh, you got to be able to make buckets in the paint. Right now, Arizona State looking like they, dealing with some nerves. I mean, possibly, again, we talked about conference respect. You're going up against a Big East team. Circus shot, no good. That's off. Rebound goes to the Sun Devils. They'll bring the ball up court. Outside shot, thought about it. Verge. You got the backcourt of Edwards, Martin, and Verge. Sound more like a law firm for the Sun Devils. And there's another fade and fill. Connects Edwards with the bucket. So I'll pull the Sun Devils within one and maybe calm some of the nerves. Ball goes down low. Finding the big man. That's Diallo. We talked about him, the top of the ghostcast here. Coach Sendick talking to his guys and trying to get them motivated. Oh, ball almost stolen up top. Verge will control, get it down low, and once again, offensive rebound, and he connects. They've really struggled to put the ball in the basket, but fortunate to get that offensive board and get the bucket. Setting things up out top is Smith. He get it down low and real quick turnaround and knocks it down again. You see the range and the versatility of Diallo. This time outside, Martin thinks about it. And then White thinks about it. Good defense at the top of the key. Turnaround jump shot off the rim and rebounded by Providence. The Friars will bring it up court. Once again, Smith running the show. They get the ball down low. A little baseline turnaround jump shot, no good. Sun Devils will clear. Ball comes up the court, across the timeline, and good position down low. Ball gets kicked out to the top. 17 on the shot clock. And time ticking down. That's White thinking about it outside. Release from Verge, and Verge connects. They needed that desperately, and maybe that will help to calm some nerves. Verge with the long three-point shot connecting. Now the Friars going back at it. Baseline drive, circus shot, in and out. Now the Sun Devils will walk the ball across the half-court line. Get the ball to the elbow, and now floated around on the perimeter. Half drive stolen this time, and the Friars are in transition. Three-point shot, faked, and then kicked back out. And they'll take it around the outside. Try to set up something on offense. So crowded down there on that baseline. Good defense by Arizona State. They'll make the Friars work for it this time. And that time, Diallo again able to connect. Such a strong player, gets what he wants when he's down low. I don't know if you have anybody in the NCAA right now that can box him out and keep him out of the paint if he wants to go down there. A little fade and fill this time by Martin. And that ball off target, and the Friars coming back up the other way. Aaron Andrews just reporting that the Friars feeling pretty good about their pace right now. There's a little drive and kick, but ended up down low. And once again, you see the strength of the two big guys down low. That's Diallo and Watson. Reminds me of Coming to America. Ladies and gentlemen, Watson. A little Eddie Murphy reference there. All right, the Sun Devils bring the ball up the other way. They're trailing by 5. To be expected, I would think, if you take a look at the seeding. And always interesting as you play these early games and try to figure out, really what it is as far as, the team is coming in. And you saw the shooting percentage really looking good for the Friars. And Arizona State has just had a hard time feeling comfortable. Turn the ball over there. Good defense. Sometimes defense will help to get your offense settled in. That time the Sun Devils with some good defense. And how about that? You get a turnover and then you do this and turn the ball right back over. Look, it feels feels like a little give and go right now. Both teams trading turnovers. 3 straight turnovers on possessions. And long ball, release, no good. Rebound from Watson. And Watson will clear it. Ball comes up the court. Trying to set things up. A little turnaround jump shot, no good. Nice rebound that time by Arizona State. And if you're going to lose the shooting percentage battle, you got to win the rebound battle. That time again, talking about shooting percentage. Boy, I tell you what, Arizona State, the Sun Devils have really had a hard time connecting. And another turnover. That's 5 possessions, 4 turnovers, and this time, Arizona State out of the Pac-12 able to convert and capitalize on the turnover. Pulls them within 3 right now, the Friars. If you're just going by mascot, you'd think the Friars would win over the Devils. Just a thought. Take another look at the pass down low, and Watson turns, faces, shoots, and the lefty knocking down the short jumper. Lead is back to 5. The Sun Devils will try to set something up in their half-court offense. High pick and roll. And try to get it down low to the big man, and he connects. And now a little Sun Devils giving the Friars a dose of their own medicine. Ball going low, then back to the elbow, out to the wing and out top. And they'll try to reset the offense. A little drive. Nice. Short jump shot that time. And the Friars continue to convert on possessions. Their shooting percentage in the 60s, and that'll get it done. Under a minute to play in the first half of this game. A 5-point lead, for the Friars over the Sun Devils. A little catch and release right there. You got to question some of the shots being put up by the Sun Devils in this first half. Not too far away from either getting some counsel, some friendly counsel from their coach, or maybe they'll get chewed out at halftime for some poor decisions on shot selection. One or two more possessions possibly in this first half, and again, now I'm anticipating that there's going to be some barking going on in that Sun Devils locker room. You have got to be able to make layups. Forget about the poor shot selection, but you've got to be able to make layups when you're in the paint. A couple of late substitutions coming in as Arizona State and Providence winding down the first half of this tournament game. Tournament time always so exciting and fun for these guys, and it all builds up to this. You come out and you get ready for the matchup, and you wonder who you're gonna get seated against and who you'll draw in that first round, and those nerves hopefully go out the door quickly as the ball is tipped in the start of the game, but sometimes those nerves hang on. Final seconds, and oh my goodness, how about that? And they finally, they can't make a layup, but they make a three-quarter shot. 22-16, the halftime score, with the Friars on top of the Sun Devils. Taking a look at our keys and revisiting some of the things that we talked about at the top of the Ghostcast. Taking a look at the statistics, and how about this? Providence has not missed from three-point range. 69% from the field as opposed to under 40%, 39% shooting for the Sun Devils. That's just not going to get done in a tournament game. Taking a look at the Diallo versus White, and advantage Diallo. Watson has also been a beast. When you talk about the Friars, backcourt production, Providence versus Arizona State. Second half underway here, and you take a look at Diallo, 6'8", 235 pounds, just really a powerful player. Diallo and Watson are a great combination. Down low. So excited about this Ghostcast and being able to call games and have different voices calling games. Maybe some guys that want to get into the business, and then probably other guys that just want to have a good time. We're hoping, you'll join us on a Ghostcast. Easy to do. We'll give you details on our website. Post position down low, but they cannot get the ball inside. This time they finally do. Nobody in foul trouble for either team, and a pretty clean game. Some pressure now from the Sun Devils. Trying to get a trap. Got to get the ball across the timeline. They do. Plenty of time. They talk about can't dribble out of it. You got to pass out of that half-court press and They did a nice job breaking the press. We'll see if the Sun Devils continue to go with that. Ball up top. Smith. Getting to Watson. Watson to the corner, and the three-point shots continue to fall for Providence, and the Friars are on fire outside. They just can't miss, and I mean literally, they are 100% from long range behind the arc in this game. Now the Sun Devils, at a certain point, the time will start to become a problem. Aaron Andrews, by the way, reporting that both coaches and the Providence Friar, has agreed to be on the next season of Dancing with the Stars. That's great news. We've got to get Dick Vitale involved in that. And now the Sun Devils bring the ball back up the floor, and it's an 8-point game. Good defensive possession last time around by the Sun Devils. A little short pull-up jumper connects, and Martin with the bucket. And they cut the lead to 6, and you just chip away at it if you can. You can't overcome a 10-point lead all at once. You got to do it possession by possession. You can't do it with that. You can't be careless. If you're Providence, you got to be aware of what's going on and not be careless with the ball. A couple of good defensive possessions back-to-back from the Sun Devils, and that is how you cut into a 10-point lead. 6-point game right now. 7:39 left to play in the second half. And outside, in down low, off the glass, bucket no good for Watson, and he'll sprint back on defense. And Sun Devils got to take advantage of every offensive opportunity. You can't do that. Another turnover. And in transition, and how about that little showtime this time around by Diallo? He showed you what he can do, that low post, and love to see big guys that can run the floor. Diallo converts on the other end after the turnover. And another turnover, and the Friars have possession again. This time, instead of taking it in transition, they'll set things up. But back up top and around the perimeter. Everybody outside the paint right now. And finally, inside the paint, we talked about the drive and kick, and the three-point shot continues to be the friend of the Friars. The Sun Devils now trailing by 11, and that'll help. How about that? Nice high-point pass to the corner, and the Sun Devils get a rare three-point shot. Unless you include the one that was right before halftime, 3/4 court. Oh, turnover, and the Sun Devils have had their moments on defense, and you can't do that. That's exactly what plagued the Sun Devils team in the first half of this game. Under 6 minutes to play in the second half. Sun Devils get the turnover, but they can't convert on offense. I think they'll look back and see some good things they did defensively, but their offense has been horrendous in this game. And the drive by Diallo and the bucket plus the foul. There's a look at Diallo's numbers, and he's coming off a Big East Conference tournament player. Most outstanding player, I should say, in that Big East Conference. There's a long two that connects for the Sun Devils. And the Sun Devils have some life. Starts to get a little critical. You start to get right down around 5 minutes left to play in this game. And every possession becomes that much more important. This time the Friars letting that shot clock run down a little bit. Under 10 seconds on the clock. Now looking for his shot, and the turnaround jumper is good for the Friars. And again, you think about the Sun Devils and what they've tried to do on defense here in this game. And they've had good defensive possessions, sometimes, turnovers, and that time good defense for the majority of the shot clock. And then they give up a turnaround jump shot, and sometimes you just gotta do your best and head back the other way. Hope you can connect on offense, which they do here. 33-27. And time starts to become an enemy now for the Sun Devils. The Friars get a nice drive, and pull-up jump shot will not fall. And the Sun Devils with an opportunity here to try to cut into this lead. High pick and roll up top. A kick out instead of in the paint, kicking out beyond the arc. A little drive and pull up. And we got a 4-point game with 3:45 left to play. The Friars will run some time off the clock once again on this possession. Sun Devils doing a nice job defensively, keeping everything outside and keeping Watson, Diallo from being able to get the ball down low. And instead, one of the smaller guards able to connect. And how about this? You got the Friars still 100% from long range, and it's not for lack of three-point attempts. They are taking threes. They are just making threes. Arizona State now dealing with a little bit of mock pressure from this Providence defense, and the jump shot connects. And we got a 5-point game. Just over 3 minutes to play in this first round matchup ghostcast college basketball tournament. Excited to be a part of the inaugural tournament for ghostcast. Hope you've been watching some of the games available online. Coach is like, man, I'm really not happy about that, but really excited about Dancing with the Stars. I think I got some moves. Providence at the line. And Diallo connects. Big man with just great skills and leadership. A big part of the package that you get with Diallo. You always wonder, guys stick around for 4 years, and does that mean that they're not great basketball players because they're not one-and-done guys? But, there's great development that takes place, and got a lot of experience, tournament experience, speaking of Diallo. May not be a guy that will get drafted in the first 2 rounds or the 2 rounds in the NBA, but he'll sign with somebody's roster and could probably make a living overseas. Sun Devils, good defense by Providence. And, here we go. Long shot as the clock expires and just off. Sun Devils can't afford to take so much time on the play clock. They have got to get down and get a shot up and try to cut into this lead. 2 minutes left to go in this first round matchup between the Friars and the Devils. Call on ghostcast. I'm excited to, the shot clock once again going down, and there's the difference. The Friars are able to connect. Their offense has just been on point. They got a 9-point lead now. Back to the thought about ghostcast, and I'm excited for the various voices that we'll hear calling games here on ghostcast. Sure, there will be some favorites, and again, too much time being taken up by the Sun Devils, and if you're going to take up that much time, get a good shot and make the bucket, and that has just been what has really been the bugaboo for the Sun Devils in this first round matchup. And at some point you got a foul, you're going to send guys to the line, and Edwards raises his hand acknowledging the infraction. And take a look at Edwards' numbers. And again, the quick foul. And give credit to Edwards. He has certainly been a guy that has left it all out on the floor. But sometimes you go up against a team where you are overmatched. The front end of the one-on-one connects for David Duke. Been a great leader for this Providence team. And Diallo gives a lot of credit to Duke for the success that he has had. Oh, turnover. You're trying to go pace, but you can't get careless and frenzied. There's always that balance. Some substitutions now coming back in for Providence as we may see both benches start to make some substitutions here. Final seconds, 52 seconds left, and front end by Smith is good. Full day of basketball. Always love the first round at various venues, and you got games rolling through and fans going in and out. It's such a great environment. Love college basketball. And now the Sun Devils, that looked like a backcourt to me. It looked like he was over and back. Devils will, it's almost as if they see the writing or sense the writing on the wall, if you will, but connect with the three-pointer. That'll make it a 10-point game. And again, the fouls, and sometimes you'll see fouls at the end of the game and substitutions, and coaches trying to get players out on the floor, get that NCAA experience. You got families sometimes that travel a long way. Arizona State fans traveling a great distance to come to the Georgia Dome and watch their Devils take on the Friars. And the Friars on this night just too much. Too much for the Devils. That Big East. And sometimes you think about conferences and how critical and important they are. You're talking about the competition that you deal with on a game-to-game basis. Sun Devils not in a hurry to get a shot off. They do get it and knock it down, 45-37, and the clock will run down, and the final buzzer will sound as Providence gets the victory. And the celebration on the floor for the Friars, the Sun Devils eliminated. And it was the Friars that had the game plan coming in, and they executed well. And the Friars will be advancing to the next round. 45-37, your final score from the Georgia Dome. Alema Harrington on Ghostcast.